STR Brain helps you understand when you want to buy a short-term rental, what you can pay for it, what the returns could look like. He's put in 340,000 bucks of his own money into this business, spent $160,000 so far building the MVP. He now has 12 customers, doing about 2,000 bucks a month in revenue, just getting going. He's bootstrapped it, team of three, him and his partner, and then a developer they've got out there in Italy, building, hoping to ramp up here to go from 12 customers to 2,000 with paid ads and some other tactics. We'll see what happens. Hey, folks, my guest today is Nochum Robin. He is building STR Brain, stands for Short-Term Rental Brain, where you can gain access to underwriting with real-time data nationwide, no subscription needed. They help you become a better short-term rental investor. Nochum, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely.
All right. So real quick, if people want to buy a short-term rental and put on Airbnb, they'll use you to find it, or they use you after they purchase to manage the short-term rental?
That's a great question. So that's twofold. It's twofold. Either you could buy a property and then see how much is the going rate in the area, but really we like to focus on if you're looking to buy a property, we're basically a Zillow and a short-term underwriting platform. So you know that you want to buy a house for short-term rentals right near your house. You want to see how much it's going to make prior to you buying it. You're going to go onto the site. We're going to run you an underwriting in literally 10 seconds. And you'll have that to share with your friends, family, coworkers, investors, etc.
So I find something on your site and it's a house that's going to cost me $500K right next to where I live. And I click a button that says purchase this and you say, wait, do you want to see what your mortgage could look like? I can then say yes. And then you're going to show me like amortization table immediately.
Similar to that, it's you can go onto our website, find the house right next to you for 500 grand. That's for sale for 500 grand. You can see all the property details for free. Then there is a purchase button. What's going to happen when you press that purchase button? It's going to unlock your income, your projected income, expenses, average daily rental, and all the expenses incurred with running an Airbnb. Many people think that Airbnb is just buy a house, slap it up, and that's it. There's fees, there's costs, there's furniture costs, and it really all boils down to cash on cash or a cap rate basis. So we'll give you all that in one spot. And if you want to make edits yourself, we give you that opportunity as well.
So what I just put in my address. So I guess a couple things here. One, is it free for people to sign up, or is your main revenue stream investors paying you a fee to access the data?
So we have a subscription model, but I like to tell, let's say people like yourself, that if you could go on a one-time basis, not a city basis, nationwide. So if you see a house right next to you, you're able to go there and just buy that. It's $10 one time, and that's it. And you'll have it in your account forever. But it is free to sign up.
Okay. So, but how do you view the business? Like, all right, are you just going to try and get as many one-time $10 sales as possible, or do you want to try and keep people subscribing for X dollars a month every month to access everything?
So we have a lot of subscribers at the moment. We do have subscribers. We also really that's really the end goal and the model.
So what do they pay per month on average?
They pay on average about $250 a month.
Okay, and what do they get for that?
They get 25 reports at a cost of close to $7 a month.
Okay.
Roughly.
Sorry, I thought you said they paid $250 a month.
Yeah, I mean, so they pay $7 a report. It ends up being that $250 a month gets them, instead of 25 reports at $10 a pop, they'll get about 35 reports.
Okay, got it.
Subscription base. But we're really excited because we're working with brokerages and lenders, and brokerages are signing on with us to provide this for their agents. So there's mega packages as well for agents, and lenders are starting to lend off of Airbnb on a purchase, which they've only been doing on refis. So they're starting to do it on purchases. So part of their subscription is telling their appraiser to go buy a report to see how it could work for short-term rental.
So of your recurring revenue, what percent is from brokerages and lenders paying you a fee versus individual investors like me?
Currently, we're at about a 40% lender and brokerage. We're at a 20% of individual reports, and the remaining part is subscription.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. Oh, so your total revenue is brokerages and lenders paying one time for one property is 40%. Like this is monthly, right? And like they pay it one time, like as in last month. Investors are making up another 20%. And then your actual recurring revenue each month, that makes up about right now 40% of your total revenue.
Correct.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Very cool. I guess put this all on a timeline for me. When did you launch?
So we're actually still coming out of beta testing. We're still really fresh off the press. We've been working on it for a little bit. We haven't done much marketing.
When did you write the first line of code?
We did that probably at the beginning of the year, January.
Okay, interesting. And so are you guys pre-revenue today?
So it's not pre-revenue. We're off the ground, but as of a month ago, when we were still finalizing going nationwide.
You got your first paying customers last month?
Yes.
Okay, so what total revenue last month was $100, $1,000, $10,000?
Current revenue last month was close to $2,500. This month we're looking at we're waiting on a few brokerages to finish up their contracts. We should be looking at about $8,000 to $10,000 this month.
That's great. Congrats on your first dollar of revenue, man. That's exciting.
Yeah.
All right, so $2,500 a month. And how many brokerages and lenders and investors and everybody else, how many people are paying something?
Currently, we're working with one lender at the moment that's actually paying. And obviously, we have a lot of meetings and relationship building to do to get more. And we're working with currently one brokerage of 60 agents. And
what about the rest?
And then the rest we have, I think we have about 10 monthly subscribers. So they're going on their second month. And we have individual reports. I would have to look.
No, it's good. So you got 12 customers though, but 2 of them make up 60% of your revenue, the lenders and brokerages. The rest are paying that monthly fee to get 235 reports.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, this is great. I guess where did you come up with this idea? Were you a broker yourself or a lender yourself, or where'd you get the idea?
Yeah, nice question. I was a broker myself. About 3 years ago, I started, and this was in the heat of COVID when property was flying off the shelf. I had a client that came to me and said, I want to buy an Airbnb. That's when it was like hot, good deals and everything. And he was working with, he had a partner that was an underwriter, and the market was moving fast. And I couldn't figure out how much it's going to make, because that was their follow-up question. How much is this property going to make? And I didn't have fast enough underwriting. Even with AirDNA and other softwares out there, it's time consuming. It's not on the go, on the fly. So the underwriter and I, who's my partner now, we came up with the idea. I was like, there's a way to streamline this. And we pretty much made it streamlined by putting in the business model, putting in the financial model, adding in expenses, what it entails, what it costs. And from there, it really grew and grew. And that's pretty much how we got into it. And now I literally I'll drive in the car. I'll be on the 95. I'll buy a report, send it to a client in a beautiful laid out PDF. And that's how it came about.
That's awesome. I guess I don't understand what you mean when you say you're underwriting. Have you raised a debt fund and you're actually lending against your underwriting, or you're selling your underwriting to somebody else?
No, I'm selling my underwriting to someone else. So I'm not sure if you're so familiar with the Airbnb, but people are going to buy it and they need to see if the numbers are going to make sense. Are they getting a 10% cash on cash, 20% cash on cash, a 10% cap rate? So they have to underwrite it. Now, the way to underwrite it is to see what's your ADR, average daily rental, what's your annual income, and what are the fees incurred. If you're a new investor, you don't really know that. If you're not a new investor, but you're new to the area, or you need to cross-reference something, you could either go manually onto Airbnb and look at different numbers, or you could go to AirDNA, but it could end up being more pricey and costly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And why are you using the same data source as AirDNA?
We use some of theirs, but we have a few other data sources tied in.
What are the other data sources you use?
We have a lot from Mashvisor. AirDNA has a lot from VRBO, but we have a direct relationship with them, and a few other providers, which slipped my mind at the moment, but I can get back to you on that.
How do you know, like when you're giving out the underwriting, do you consider what the mortgage might be that the investor takes out to pay for the property? Or are you basically just saying, if you pay all cash, here's what you could earn, here's what the cash on cash returns could be?
No, we actually underwrite it. We have a preset mortgage amount. Right now, our preset on the website, I believe, is 6%. And last month it was 5.5%. We did move it up because this is just a projection. But at the bottom on the box, you're going to see it's super editable to go in and change it and be like, look, I'm not at 6%. I'm at 9%. I need to underwrite it based on that.
Are these going to be those 7-year adjustable rate mortgages though, or 30-year fixed, or like, what are you modeling?
We're modeling a 30-year fixed.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you're modeling a 30-year fixed. Does the person that's looking to buy the thing have to upload their credit history and their KYC file, like all that stuff? Like, how do you get an accurate underwriting picture if you don't get all that data from your customers?
Because we're looking at the regular kind of person. The only thing that will vary is the rate, and that is very editable. We can't be a mortgage company that tells you what your rate is going to be. We just give you a projection. So
you're like a calculator.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're a calculator.
Yeah, you're so if I know that my cost of capital is going to be 6% or 7% or 2%, I can put that into your calculator and you'll help calculate the potential returns that way.
Correct.
I see. Okay, very interesting.
Once that's done and editable, there is a download button where you're going to get a 5-page PDF with the property summary, the comps, the comparables, and your whole expense sheet. Whatever you added in or took it out. I actually had a client the other day. He bought a house and it's all solar, so there was no electricity. So we took that out of the underwriting.
Yeah. Now, are you an engineer? You built this yourself, or if not, how'd you find the engineer?
So my partner, his name is Wesley. My partner has a degree in computer science, and he outsourced the work. We have an Italian developer, and we really love him. We have a great relationship with him.
How'd you find him?
Wesley had a friend that knew him, and he interviewed him. And in the computer science world, they clicked and lined up.
That's funny. How did you convince Wesley to take a risk on you? He's going, no, Shema, you have tons of energy. I know you love this idea, but I've got a $170,000 offer from Google, and why do you want me to come work for you on this thing?
He believed in the product. And we have such a strong, great relationship that he was like, let's do it.
Oh, come on. Let's talk money. How much equity does he own?
We are, I'm a little bit more of an owner than him, but we're close to 50-50.
All right. So like 65-45, something like that, or 55-45, something like that.
Roughly, yes.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. So you're building. What's your plan to go from 12 customers to 200?
So we're actually in the middle of a really strong marketing campaign, which is starting next week. We just started finishing that. Really interesting idea. What's going to happen is, let's say you list a property for sale. STR Brain is going to be triggered and send you a text saying, hey, see how your property is going to monetize as an Airbnb. So if you're an agent, you can show it to potential buyers, or if you just chance upon it, the numbers will be there. But we're going to be, as soon as you list the property, you're going to get a text, not an email, with a link to going redirecting you exactly to your report to buy $10. That's one way. Also, we're going to be using a lot of YouTube ads, Google ads, and Instagram ads to really scale it up now that we're nationwide.
Where are you getting the money to do that? Did you guys raise money, or are you bootstrapped?
We're bootstrapping right now. We may go into the raising capital part. We're not sure yet exactly. I still don't know exactly where I want to go with that.
You put your life savings into the company, or what? Are you all in?
I'm all in. I don't know if it's my life savings, but I'm all in on it.
How much of your own money have you put in?
About 345,000.
Does that make you nervous?
A little bit, a little bit. But going into, you know what I said? I was like, look, if this is not good and it doesn't end up going anywhere, I will have a great product that I will always use. So it's worth my money.
That's a great. I love that approach. That's a good attitude. Now people are going to go on, man, I want to be like Nochum, but man, I'm not rich. I don't have 340K. Did you work really hard for the 340K? Or like, where did you get that money from? Is it just savings over time, or what?
It was savings over time, but I really also I brokered a lot of real estate. I brokered close to $55 million of real estate
Oh wow.
in 1 year.
What do you
And
make off that? I just don't know. What does a realtor make off that?
50, well, it all depends. I closed I closed a lot of single family houses, including Airbnbs. Roughly on that was I probably made close to $200,000 from brokering single family properties, and then I sold a $32 million property in Indiana,
Ah,
where I need to do the math, but if it's about 2% on that,
that's 60.
37
What is that?
million.
Yeah, I mean that's like 640,000 bucks, right?
Roughly, right. And I had a
Yeah.
partner on the deal. So to structure it really quickly, that's kind of how it came about. But I definitely took a gamble, but I believe in it and I think it's very scalable. And I could see down the road a lot of companies which it's starting are knocking on the door to learn more about it and potentially merge and acquire, and we'll see where that goes.
I mean, in your world, you know a lot of debt providers. Scott would sell our DNA. He was on the show a while ago. You should just raise a bunch of money, go buy our DNA.
AirDNA was actually bought out in March by a company
I
called
did sell it.
called Predictus.
Yeah, I did not. I haven't texted him recently. You're right. You're right. A PE firm grabbed it. Yep. Oh, good for Scott. All right.
Yep.
Well, guys, go listen to that episode with Scott. That was a really good story going into that. But okay, so the market's yours. Once a private equity firm buys a company, it dies. So the market's yours if you build fast enough. How much of your 340K have you already spent?
Um, we're in roughly 160, I would say
Develop
165.
developers mainly.
Developers mainly, new ideas. Me and Wesley have a really unique relationship. I'll call him at 12 a.m. and be like, Wesley, we got to change this. This is my new idea. This is what we're doing. Could you put together a plan? And could we implement that by the end of the week? And sometimes he's like, bro, you're crazy. Sometimes he's like, dude, that's great. Let's get to work on it. So there's a lot of development. There's a lot of me changing my mind. Like I have a whole roadmap that I can't get all into, but I have a whole roadmap for this to literally actually change the entire business of how it runs to scale it and make it massive.
Those of you
So
listening to your car in the morning, you can't see Nochum, but I can tell he's into it because his hands are flying everywhere. He's animated. He's definitely got a roadmap. I can't wait to see it. Nochum, we're out of time though now for right now. Let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite book?
my favorite book is honestly Sell or Be Sold.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
My brother.
What's he running? What company?
My brother is a marketing guru. He's been extremely successful. He started his own company in marketing, his own marketing company. And as soon as he started that, he got a job offer to become a CEO of a larger marketing company after he left his previous.
Wait, well, what's
He's
his
really
first
been
name?
his name is Lenny. Lenny
Lenny.
Raven.
Lenny Raven. Interesting. Okay, Lenny Raven. Very cool. Co-founder of Brown Boots.
Co-founder of Brown Boots.
There we go. All right, very cool. Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building STR?
My favorite online tool.
The one you use the most?
In the development.
Yeah, I mean, what could be like you could say Google or Trello or Zoom or whatever, ClickUp, whatever you want.
Oh yeah, definitely Google.
Okay. Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8.
Okay, that's good. In situation, married, single, kids?
I am married and my wife is pregnant with a baby.
Oh, amazing. First kid?
First kid.
Wow, exciting. When's he or she due?
March 22nd.
Oh man, you better get as much building as you can in before March.
And as much sleep.
And as much sleep. That's right. That's why 8 hours makes sense. And how old are you?
I am 24.
24. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
To probably believe in myself more and take the leap of faith.
Guys, there you have it. STR Brain helps you understand when you want to buy a short-term rental, what you can pay for it, what the returns could look like. He's put in $340,000 of his own money into this business, spent $160,000 so far building the MVP. He now has 12 customers, doing about $2,000 a month in revenue, just getting going. He's bootstrapped it, team of three, him and his partner, and then a developer they've got out there in Italy, building, hoping to ramp up here to go from 12 customers to 2,000 with paid ads and some other tactics. We'll see what happens. Nochum, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.